What do you do after a stressful day at work? Yoga or beer or rotate between the two? Please pull up a seat in front of the bar. This will only take a second. The orientation will begin in a moment. Welcome to Afterwork Overflowing. This yoga pub offers you multiple ways to meet up with your happy baby who is unemployed somewhere inside of you. Please join us for yoga, a drink, or both. This project is for the advancement of Nova Scotia as the first ever post-work province. We are sponsored by the Nova Scotia Department for the Relaxed De-Escalation of Labor and Advanced Education, as well as MayWorks Festival. Here's another question. What would you do if you never had to work again? How would you use your energy each day? Would you make friends and influence people? How would you feel about yourself if you weren't going to a job and earning money? Would you be depressed? Would you lay around on a patch of grass in the sun? Would you deserve it? Today we will explore your life outside of what you do for money now that you are done with work. At the conclusion of this video, we will take you to the future where no one works. This area is in the next room, just to your left. Once we enter this space, a real California yoga teacher will lead you through a sampling of yoga poses. This powerful flow brought to you by the first ever post-work province will squeeze your sacred beliefs in economic industriousness until your highest calling drips out. You will shriek when your authentic, happy baby exerts a slow but continual downward pressure on your assumption that work is the most central feature of your life. We will shift our organs around to make room for a future where your most critical value, your golden nectar, is not derived from your paid labor. In this series of exercises, you might inhale and imagine yourself out of work. Hold it. Maybe you are already not working. Sigh as you exhale. This would not be surprising because about 50% of Nova Scotians are not working. Look around at everyone in the room. While they are all imagining themselves not working, using your eyes, congratulate them just for making it here today. Squeeze it. Now close your eyes and imagine yourself at a huge event like the Olympics. It is held at the Scotiabank Centre in downtown Halifax. The only people in attendance are those not working for a living. The stadium would be packed with retirees, trust fund babies, artists, kids, parents, refugees, disabled people, and all of the jobless middle-aged men. Actually, it would take 36 of these stadiums just to house Nova Scotia's blossoming non-work population. Don't worry, we are not suggesting that we build any new stadiums. There are so many people here in this common situation. Many of us frequently feel depressed, lonely, or fearful with or without work. But when we come together with others, non-work does not feel like economic failure. It is a growing movement of people fearlessly willing the future to arrive. We mustn't send anyone home or isolation where unemployment feels like a long, slow death. This would interrupt the movement. The Olympian-sized population has unpaid work to do on a very important project, being together in a stadium for no reason. Meanwhile, they are making Nova Scotia visible as the first ever post-work province. Now you are wondering, how much does it cost? And I would say, working is extremely expensive. Many environmental scientists say that overwork is extracting so many resources from the earth that work might be the #1 factor in environmental degradation. Or are you referring to the cost associated with having a job? Well, that is also quite expensive. Sometimes it feels like as if my job only pays me enough to keep me working. I sell my services as a freelance video spokesperson on a gig economy website called Fiverr. I earn just enough to pay for my equipment, food, clothing, healthcare, and housing, as well as my student loans. There is rarely any time or money left at the end of the month. I want and fear more work and less work at the same time. But what you are actually asking is, how much does this yoga class cost? This yoga class only costs about 90 minutes of your time. At the end of the class, please pay the yoga teacher at the bar. You'll be asked to talk about your ideas of post-work with your friends and family and get them to sign a petition requesting Nova Scotia be declared a post-work province. Now, imagine a dog laying on a bed of grass, belly towards the sun. Do you think the dog feels guilty? Dogs used to do work, you know. They herded cattle, guarded our property. They even helped cook our food. Eventually, technology made it so that many dogs didn't need work. Some of them found new work as guide dogs or as therapists. But most dogs aren't that clever. Or maybe they are more clever, because when their jobs began to disappear, they never found new work. It's as if they knew that being a dog was enough. Did the species vanish or go up in flames? No. When we no longer needed dogs, we loved them more than ever. In the U.S. alone, about 54 million households own a dog. Dogs went from being workers to sultans. We spend more money on pets than we do on public education. Please open your eyes if they are closed, and find a place in the future, which is in the room to your left. If you choose to stay in the pub, please refrain from any work-oriented communications. You are welcome to come into the yoga class and feel free to leave if you are uncomfortable. Whether you are experienced or not, we will be doing yoga that is suitable for all levels of experience. After the yoga class, please remember to pay the yoga teacher at the bar and stick around for a beer.